A very good evening once again. Welcome to our second edition of News Tonight. It's me, Micheal, Lukomwa, and we'll go straight to what we have for you this evening. President Museveni has called upon the youth to take an active role in combating corruption, emphasizing that they need to do so in a fair and decent manner. He made the remarks during this year's International Youth Day celebrations held at Soroti Kiteezi grounds in Soroti City.
At exactly 11 a.m. of Monday, 12 August 2024, President Museveni arrived at Soroti Kiteezi grounds for this year's Youth Day celebrations and started from the exhibition center. This was followed by the anthems and inspection of parade by the head of state. As usual, the service parade marching is one of the key opening events, and at such national events, this almost excites everyone. The chairperson of the National Youth Council, Jacob, opened up the speech time.
Number one, there are still schools that are charging young people an amount of money to attend in a universal primary school.
But with your guidance, the Minister of Finance should hold the accounting officers accountable so that contracts that are meant for youth, for women, for people with disabilities are segmented.
In attendance were heads of the diplomatic corps and development partners.
Investing in the skills of young people in Uganda is not just an economic imperative, it's also a social necessity. It paves the way for a future where young Ugandans are empowered, innovative, and capable of driving the nations forward towards prosperity. Moreover, when young people are equipped with skills that lead to employment and economic independence, they are more likely to engage positively with their communities.
We stand by the government side to support that Uganda progressively ensures that every young person has the opportunity to realize their full potential. This, of course, means providing access to quality education, fostering an environment where creativity and entrepreneurial ideas can flourish, and ensuring that youth participate in decision-making processes.
Line Ministers Betty Amongi and Dr. Palambarugahara graced the celebration.
Excellence and distinguished guests, investing in youth skills development, including technical proficiency and entrepreneurship and critical thinking, is crucial. Such investments support national peace and stability, enhance economic resilience, and promote social transformation. The parish development model is doing quite a lot.
Your Excellency, children between 0 to 17 years in the concluded census are 23.1 million, which constitute 50.2%. This makes Uganda one of the youngest and most rapidly growing population in the world.
And thereafter, the president was invited to address the nation.
When you are going to school, in the holidays, work with your parents on the homestead economy. Many people don't know that some of us were influenced by the way we came up.
The president's address was mainly directed to the youth.
You need to love yourself. You, the youth. And to love yourself means you keep yourself safe. Don't become inspector of all the dresses in the world. Or the trousers. You will get in trouble for nothing. Promiscuity is very dangerous.
Museveni also reminded the youth to lead the fight against corruption, but in a decent manner.
Avoid corruption. Avoid corruption and fight corruption. I became very popular in the Ankara area in the early years because I was fighting the corruption of the chiefs during the time of the Europeans. So you don't have to go on the street and riot. You fight corruption by following up government money and money of the people, like this PDM money is sent You know how much money came?
According to the president, the pacification of Karamoja sub-region has given new life to Teso sub-region, and now he's challenging the communities of this area to engage in productive activities so that at the end of the day, they kick poverty out of their homesteads. I'm Robert Onyango for UBC News here in Soroti district.
Leaders have welcomed President Museveni's message to the young people on skills and opportunities for improved welfare and livelihood. The environment conservation, wetland restoration and wealth creation, as well as moral uprightness, were some of the 18 points the president outlined for the youth.
Most of the performances were by young people. From the cultural drums and dances of Burundi to the traditional and cultural performances of Teso. Behind these dances were 18 messages highlighted by the president for young people.
We are earning much more money from fish farming, from the rice growing in the swamp.
The emphasis was on wetland restoration, environmental conservation, and fish farming, among others. These fell direct in Helen Adoa's docket, the State Minister for Fisheries.
I can assure you, Your Excellency, the fish farmers are doing very, very well. And the last harvest, they got 66 million. And when we went to Namtumba, we also got very, very good farmers there, and they are doing very well.
In doing this, the president's message on wealth creation will sink deep into locals to quit rice growing for fish farming.
Busoga, Palisa, people are embracing fish farming and they are making a lot of money. So I want to ask the youth out there, we can provide fingerlings if they prepare themselves.
The message of the president was very clear that the young people must be focused, must know what they need. They should not just go into riots and demonstrations and violence, but rather they should first of all remain healthy so that they can be involved in the production, be part of the economy in order for them to be useful members of society.
The testimonies so far shared speak volumes on how the president's gospel on wealth creation is changing lives.
Where he says, choose an enterprise with Chibaro, with a calculation where there is profit. And indeed there are testimonies from various Ugandans, including a youth here in Teso, who has said he listened to the president and now he earns over 800 million shillings in a year. So meaning the guidance, the advice on transformation the president has been giving is real.
The International Youth Day was held at Soroti Core Primary Teachers College under the theme Skills Development for Enhancement of Youth Opportunities. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, drone footage captured today reveals the catastrophic state of the Kiteezi landfill that amounted to crisis for Kampala and its surrounding communities. Despite evacuation orders mandating a 200-meter buffer zone, the landfill's condition is glaringly apparent from above. an aerial view of the Kiteezi landfill, showing how it ended up causing the catastrophe that took lives. Government has announced the relocation plan for all residents surrounding the Kiteezi garbage dumping site upon the tragic incident of the landfill that claimed lives. The plan was announced by Prime Minister Robin Anabanja upon assessing the magnitude of the landfill, and those relocated will be compensated.
Government has committed to support families affected by tragic incident of the Kiteezi landfill, which claimed several lives in Wakiso district. The Prime Minister Robin Anabanja was at Kiteezi to assess the magnitude of the incident. The Premier encouraged community members to support operation teams. During an engagement with the community, the Prime Minister reiterated on government relief to affected persons.
They told me those who were recovered alive and they need treatment, they will be supported with 1 million. Those who are dead and they need to, these very expenses. So the President contributed 5 million.
Government will also relocate neighboring community around the Kiteezi garbage dumping site with modest compensation.
Amagezi gembawa esaawa zino tutaddeyo teteri eya Red Cross. Kakati tugenda kubitwala byonna betukunganyiza mu cabinet. Cabinet yesalewo kubanga buli nyumba kati saawa zino bakola verification bazikuba ebifaananyi. Bagenda zikuba ebifaananyi ate n'abantu baazo.
The government chief valuer is expected to embark on the exercise of valuing those persons expected to be relocated.
Chief government valuer ajja kubeera wano ku makya. Abakosebwa bebagambye eringi wano muveewo tubaze 200 meters tugise buffer zone oba security zone abo baveewo kubanga bamutaveewo ne bwe banabagamba nti bakompactinga kiri ekitaka tomanya anything can do what can happen.
Church of Uganda delegations under the leadership of Bishop Moses Banja of Namilembe Diocese and James Bokomeko of Mityana Diocese have camped in Kiteezi for rehabilitation prayers. More efforts to retrieve victims are still on, though they are challenged with the rain. More equipment is being erected at the scene with different response teams. Abdul Nasser Lukomwa and Andrew Sebila for UBC.
Relatedly, Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has directed all affected people to be registered and temporarily be resettled at Kiteezi Church of Uganda Primary School. A 300 meters buffer zone be established in the perimeters of the site as government addresses the crisis within both medium and long-term solutions. The directive follows a meeting with various disaster response organizations, ministries, departments and agencies of government at Kiteezi Community Police Station.
Ambience at the Kiteezi community is somber. Under light drizzles, it is about 11 a.m. Various leaders and staff of humanitarian organizations, KCCA, ministries, departments and agencies have come at the call of the Prime Minister Robin Anabanja to devise short, mid and long-term solutions on addressing the crisis at hand.
After identifying these families, they need support. And some of the families, all of them died. How do we handle such families in case we find there's nobody claiming the body? Because that may happen also.
In the meeting, it was agreed that a 200 meters buffer zone from the perimeter of the landfill be cordoned off and any of the people encompassed in this perimeter be relocated temporarily to Kiteezi Church of Uganda Primary School to avert a similar disaster.
We've agreed that we are creating a buffer zone of a minimum of 200 meters. Everybody within 200 meters, which is about 2 football pitches, anybody within that distance should vacate. They are going to be vacated, and we are working with Red Cross to ensure they are relocated somewhere else so that we don't befall again this kind of incident that has happened today.
Kampala metropolitan area generates an estimated 2,500 tons of waste daily, of which about 1,500 is dumped at Kiteezi, which now is dysfunctional. Despite the current crisis, KCCA still has a task of managing waste generated daily.
And one of the issues is which sites do we have at hand as we prepare. Of course we shall come back here, but you can't bring it in the state it is now. So one of the areas is Menvu, then there's areas in Nkumba, but all these are small areas apart from Menvu, where we have a potential of 32 acres, which we can again work with.
Government and humanitarian organizations are responding to the crisis, prioritizing life-saving actions.
What is pertinent now is the safety of our people and boosting the speed on excavation, like getting people out of the bodies which are there, because it's traumatizing when someone is, your person is down and you have that trauma. And then also taking care of those who are displaced. And that is why we are launching the distribution of the food and the non-food items.
Kiteezi Landfill is located in Nangabo Sub-County, Wakiso District, 13 kilometers from Kampala city center. The landfill was established with funding from the World Bank in 2 phases, in 1996 on 29 acres and an extension on 6 acres in 2007.
Cabinet is expected to table a paper to Parliament on the 19th of August 2024 to discuss relocation and compensation plans of the affected people. But until then, emergency response teams are expected to camp at Kiteezi to cater for those that are immediately affected. Wadulo Mark Arnold for UBC News in Kiteezi.
UBC News tonight. We thank you so much for watching, and we still continue with other stories. Now, the death toll in the tragic aftermath of the Kiteezi landfill collapse has reached 25. Rescue efforts are ongoing, but the recovery process has been hampered by the scale of the disaster. Justine Nakami now reports that relatives to the deceased are yet to come to terms with the loss.
Families who lost their loved ones in the Kiteezi disaster are still grieving. The weight of this loss seems deep among the affected community. This is Semanda Uzaifa, a survivor. He recounts the ordeal that claimed the lives of his wife and a 4-month-old child.
Nayo tunule mabega ndaba family yange buli kimwe kyanga ntemba nkikolaki nkireka mutima nengamba kudduka wano okuvaawo obuviye mbobere survivor nti wa survivinze ngamba asinga amakulu atafanga muzira afane family.
Mutebi Kasim witnessed the incident and describes the chaotic scene as sludge descended, burying people and destroying property.
Kyabadde kidduka emisinde miwanvu nnyo kubanga waliwo omusajja omu yazze n'agenda ajjeyo abaana be, yabadde fayini amaze obbajjayo n'ayita owa pikipiki nti owaaye ekintu kiikyo, ono yagenze osamba pikipiki agende ne kimukwata.
But there is fear that there could be many more bodies trapped beneath the debris.
Abantu abali wammanga awo bangi bwe bakajjayo be batono. Simanyi nti oba balaba banaabakola ki banaabajjayo. Kale leero kigenze ne kigendamu amazzi mayitirivu simanyi kubanga abantu abaddewo amayumba mangi.
Residents are pleading for increased manpower to accelerate rescue operations. Government wants the residents to vacate the area due to ongoing risks.
Ate bagamba ngende kati tutende ngenda gewa sigazaawo embuzi enninawo n'ente nga 3 kati ntandikire ku ki.
Some with nowhere else to go have defied the order. Patrick Onyango, Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson, confirmed that while some bodies have been returned to grieving families, others remain unidentified at the city mortuary.
Postmortem were done, everything was done, and out of those bodies, 13 bodies were given out to the families for a decent burial, and 8 bodies are still in the mortuary waiting for their relatives to come and take them for burial.
Police have also refuted rumors of payment for body retrieval, assuring the public that excavations are ongoing.
We have been hearing rumors, particularly there's one media house that aired out or published a story which was not verified, that staff at the city mortuary are demanding for money. It is not true that staffs there are demanding for money.
The Red Cross has joined in expressing concern over the slow pace of rescue efforts.
Assistance of these people. People are homeless, people have nothing left on them, and they need to start life afresh. So whatever contribution you can make, whether financially, non-financial, material, please bring. We are here, the Red Cross team will receive and will give to the people here.
Prime Minister Robina Nabanja has pledged to increase personnel on the rescue site. As the search continues, many are still mourning the loss of life and hope for a swift conclusion to this devastating ordeal loom large. Justine Nakami, UBC News.
Uganda police, together with rescue teams in Kiteezi, have so far recovered 25 bodies from the heap of garbage at the exploded Kiteezi landfill in Kasangati, Town Council, Wakiso district. This follows the tragic incident that occurred on Saturday morning, where the KCCA garbage landfill exploded, leading to a landslide of garbage, killing people and destroying property.
Police has this morning recorded 25 retrieved dead bodies, 21 adults and 4 juveniles. The true number of those killed in the Kiteezi landfill tragedy is yet to be determined, as the search and rescue efforts are still ongoing.
12 of them are male, 9 are female. Again, 17 of the 21 are adults, 4 are juveniles. So far, 14 have been claimed by their loved ones. 7 remain unclaimed as we speak.
Police have launched an investigation to determine the severity of the incident, exploring whether it should be classified as criminal negligence or an accident.
Do we lack capability? Not necessarily. The rescue effort is going on. It may not be as fast as you want, but something is being done. We are doing both the rescue effort as an interagency arrangement, but there are also investigations going on. And you will be updated on the outcomes of the investigation.
Police are also urging anyone with missing relatives in the Kiteezi area to check with the city mortuary.
DNA comes in when there are certain identity discrepancies or where certain overt methods cannot work. And you'll be aware that DNA comes in at times where you find somebody has been, let's say, the body has diminished beyond recognition.
In another statement, the police have condemned the behavior of Ugandans who stand by on looking in the face of criminal activity. This follows the circulation of a viral video showing a man identified as Lukomwa torturing his 12-year-old son.
There are usually those bystanders taking videos in the midst of a brutal exercise of that kind. We condemn that as well, that surely people need to go beyond simply capturing the videos and save lives. because we could have lost a life because somebody is busy only getting a video.
Police have issued a stern warning to onlookers who stand by and do nothing in the face of crime.
No, we have not yet arrested the person who took the video of the child. Yeah, at least we managed to zero on the suspect. That's what I can tell you.
Patricia Nandago and Roger Skomagum for UBC.
Environmentalists have called for the urgent sustainable waste management system as a sole solution for the country's waste disposal challenge following the Kiteezi landfill slides that has claimed lives. Environmentalists called for renewable energy transmissions from the wastes as a key solution to waste management in the country.
The recent event at Kiteezi Landfill has attracted public attention and reactions among experts in biodiversity conservation. Some regret the incident, while others claim they saw it coming due to the country's failure to address waste management.
We saw this coming because Kiteezi has been condemned as a landfill for quite some time. So it exceeded its capacity many years ago. But because of lack of alternatives, the city is still using Kiteezi, and that accounts for the tragedy we've seen. We send our sincere sympathies and condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones. This should not have happened in the first place.
The Executive Director of National Environment Management Authority, Dr. Akankwasa Barirega, says waste is matter that can be transformed to benefit humanity.
In science, there is no waste. Matter is not created, matter is only transformed from one form to another. So what we need to do as a country is to support our cities, municipalities, local governments with proper equipment to support sorting of waste. Because when you mix the quality and the quantity of waste, the quality, it goes down and you can't get investors to generate everything that I've been talking about.
Kampala City gets most food supplies from the countryside, a process that ferries waste from rural areas to urban settings. Experts want this checked to save cities, municipalities and other urban centers.
Why should we have matoke peels in Kampala? Why can't you peel in Bushenyi, where matoke is done, and you leave the peels, you bring on the banana? Because those peels are needed there more than they are needed in Kampala. Why should we have cow dung, skins, hooves coming to Kampala when you are not going to eat them? Slaughter in the cattle corridor, leave the waste there, add value to it there, bring only the meat here, so that we reduce waste streaming into the city.
All this was echoed at the sidelines of events to mark 8 years of the Uganda Biodiversity Fund, a non-government organization that is known for mobilizing finances for biodiversity conservation in Uganda.
So this day is also important because it's a day that we bring together all the stakeholders, the people we've been working with from the private sector, from government agencies, civil society organizations, community groups, and conservation professionals across the country to be able to take stock of what we've achieved over the years, but also to make new commitments.
This examined the progress made in as far as conservation of Uganda's natural resources is concerned.
While we are talking about loss of tree cover, the biggest challenge now is we are going to lose the trees, but also lose land. And when we lose land, then the discussion we've been having about of a permanent forest estate will be lost.
National Forestry Authority has a workforce of 365 people that is expected to watch over 506 central forest reserves scattered countrywide. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Kampala Capital City Authority will start creating cells and depressions as an immediate solution to garbage problem around the Kiteezi landfill. The KCC engineer Justice Kankwasa addressed a meeting at the Kiteezi Community Police Station on plans to address the garbage dumps in the area.
The Office of the Prime Minister, Kampala Capital City Authority and Ministry for Kampala, local leaders of Kiteezi and Kasangati met to find solutions that will serve the people living around Kiteezi landfill in the 200-meter buffer zone. Kampala Capital City Authority Executive Director Dorothy Chisaka said the congestion of houses around the landfill have encroached the 200 meters.
Area immediately around the dump site was a buffer zone actually with green. And people came and encroached on that land. Those within the buffer zone don't have any land titles. I mean, this is verifiable. This is verifiable. They don't have any land titles. Those encroachments are not supported.
Sembeza abalimba bebazze batusindika n'ekisaaniiko naba ngabola bwe kyasindise ne kiyingira mu yika z'abantu kumpi 8 ekiteetikka n'eri wansi.
The Lord Mayor, Elias Lukwago, says the garbage has formed a mountain range of about 40 acres of land and needs an immediate solution. Lukwago says what has delayed closure of Kiteezi landfill is 26 billion shillings. Currently, 4.1 billion shillings is spent every financial year.
Maintaining Kiteezi, we wouldn't have this calamity. So who is responsible? That's why I think even if it's me, Right Honorable Prime Minister, we should all be held accountable. Somebody somewhere must have slept on job. There must have been either commission or omission. Somebody is responsible for that. We need the 190 billion to build a state-of-the-art landfill with industrial incinerators, with composite units, with a state-of-the-art leachate treatment plant, and also other facilities required in a...
However, there is land at Menvu in Wakiso district where garbage can be dumped.
With Nasana Municipal Council, they bought land of 20 acres in Menvu, specifically for garbage. And it's not in use yet. Menvu is in Busukuma division, still in Nasana municipality, 4 years back. And it's not yet in use. And the neighboring community is not too much populated, so we can, in the short term, as we focus on developing Dundu or any other area, we can still opt to work with Nasana municipality.
Although they discussed an immediate solution like evacuating the people, KCC engineers told the meeting that stabilizing the area will require reducing the height of the garbage and terrace the embankment. The Prime Minister Robin Anabanja advised that they dig deep depressions.
We can also do nailing. Soil nailing. You put in long bars to hold
you are reducing.
Reduce the height and then terrace to create cells. These cells you dig deep and they create a depression where you can be putting the soil.
When we go there this time around, like we do the compost manure pits.
But on a bigger scale.
The meeting resolved to have drainage engineers storm the site and start right away to create the cells. I'm Nafka Farida and Andrew Sebida in Kiteezi.
BBC News Tonight. Let's take a short break. Please keep it with us.
That I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day. Yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap,
we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, the Minister for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, has pledged government support for study materials, infrastructure and education enhancement for St. John's Primary School, Bukangara in Bukonzo West, Kasese District. Baryomonsi affirmed government support at the commissioning of the school's new classroom block.
This is the new building at St. John's Primary School, Bukangara in Bukonzo West, situated in Rwenzori sub-region, Kasese District, which was constructed with funds from German donors. The modern facility is to enhance learning among pupils of Bukangara village to fit in the competitive, skilled and better still knowledgeable world.
And may the blessing of Almighty God, the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit come upon this school.
The school being a government-aided Catholic-founded institution, so the Minister of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Chris Baryomonsi, accompanied by his State Minister Godfrey Baluku Kabyanga, commissioned the donated structure. Minister Baryomonsi pledged government support to the school for quality education among members of Bukangara community and elsewhere.
We get our friends from Germany who have supported the church, supported the government to put up this structure for the primary school here. So as government, we pledge to maintain it, first of all to equip it with the furniture and all the necessary items there. The government is promoting digital transformation that includes as one of the components digital literacy, and therefore with a structure like this one it creates space where we can put a computer lab to enable our learners be able to have some of these skills.
Earlier on, the Bishop of Kasese Diocese, Right Reverend Francis Aquinas Chibira, launched and commissioned the church building also donated by the German community.
1, 2, 3, go!
In the due course of the liturgical mass, Bishop Chibira sanctified and blessed the church structure. Bishop Chibira urged the Christians to always respect the sacrament of Holy Eucharist.
And this church was built because we believe in the Eucharist. That's why the Catholic Church built such a beautiful churches. Because of our faith, we believe in the Eucharist. Actually, this is the temple of the Eucharist. So there is no playing around in the temple of the Eucharist.
In attendance was the Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga Baluku, who called on the public to embrace government programs for poverty alleviation. Meanwhile, Minister Baryomonsi promised to address concerns by the community, which included attacks by wild animals from the nearby National Game Park, which threatened their lives.
And the government has been erecting an electric fence around the national park. There is a small part of about 4.8 kilometers remaining, which I have also pledged that the government will complete so that the people here can live in harmony with the wildlife.
The over tens of thousands who witnessed the double commissioning event were legislators, Kasese District Chairperson, local council leaders, councillors to mention but a few. I'm Ivan Juko, reporting for UBC.
Ministry of Internal Affairs is training newly appointed immigrant attaches to enhance the skills and knowledge focusing on diplomatic protocol, immigration policies, and promotion of Uganda's cultural and economic interests. Their qualities foster strong international relations and promotion of Uganda's image abroad.
If you do a good thing, it is Uganda which takes the credit, not you, the individual. If you do a bad thing, it is Uganda whose name is tainted. So they must be people of integrity. They must be accountable for their work. Accountability is not necessarily only money. Even what you do, because the taxpayer is spending money on you to keep you there in the hope that in return you will be able to get something good for the country. We expect them to produce quality outputs in time. We expect them to do their work with the least cost to the government. We expect them in their approach to work to be holistic, not to focus only on immigration matters. Because some embassies, there are 2 or 3 people, given the financial situation the government is going through. So the head of the mission, the ambassador, might allocate you additional responsibility. Don't say that's not my work. And in any case, as a professional, you should have an open mind. And you must deliver your outputs in time. Not to be, you see, you have to be very proactive. Don't wait to be assigned to work. Because the country loses, you should be able to, as a technical person, take the initiative. Tell you, and share it with your boss. Because you are making recommendations. You are not implementing what you are proposing.
Over 10,000 families living on the 3,500 acres of land located in Kalagala sub-county, Luwero district, are threatened with eviction from their Bibanja. They claim one Moses Mugerwa introduced himself as the new landlord, yet according to them, the land covering 7 villages belonged to the Kabaka of Buganda.
Bibanja owners living on the 3,500 acres land covering 7 villages in Kalangala sub-county in Luwero district fear being evicted from their land. The tenants from over 10,000 families say they knew the land belonged to Kabaka, to whom they have been paying busulu through the Nkulunze, although now Moses Mugerwa claims to be the landlord.
Nakati fayiro jeri okubeera nannyini ttaka ng'agaanya abantu muwa kuki ng'ate twakikkaanyako.
Era nneewuunya bwewuunya ng'omukungu wa Kabaka okulaba ng'abantu basalindira ku ttaka lya Kabaka ng'ate tebamaze kutegeera bwami bwe buli wansi.
During the meeting organized by the Office of the National Chairman at Degeya Namwatulira in Luwero, ONC, Abdul Karim Waswa cautioned Moses Mugerwa on any plans to this land before the matter is resolved.
Tukanyiza ne RDC n'ofiisi zonna zekikwatako nga tuli mu lukiiko eddegeya ng'abankuluze weebali namwe Mugerwa Moses weebali naffe abakulembeze nga weetuli batulambike ani avunaanyizibwa ku ttaka ly'eddegeya.
Meanwhile, the RDC Luwero, together with ONC, have organized a meeting for all the parties, including Moses Mugerwa, Nkulunze, and tenants, to address the matter. Lydia Chomkama and Fred Kasibante, UBC News.
The 2024 Miss Uganda pageant winner Natasha Nyonyozi and fellow runners-up Sureya Umemia and Joan Nabatanzi have committed to empowering the girl child. Runners-up Sureya told UBC that their main target is the rural girl in Uganda.
On a warm sunny Sunday in Busega, Sureya Umeima was warmly welcomed home by her family after being crowned Miss Uganda First Runners-Up last Sunday. Sureya Umeima, the reigning queen of the Eastern region, claimed the top model title before securing the first runners-up title, and that's resilience.
Resilient
and
persistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a person who goes after what you want.
I'll go after what I want.
The 25-year-old pilot has begun her royal duties alongside the winner Natasha Nyonyonzi and the second runner-up Joanna Batanzi.
Miss Uganda has given us a platform to air out our advocacies and to put them into practice. So basically our crowns come with the responsibilities of pitching our projects and bringing them to life. I want ladies to take up more aviation courses, so I will be working on that, and also the root cause as to why girls drop out of school and why they fail to pursue such courses. And also Natasha has a project which is about autism, and she wants to advocate more for autism and shed more light to Ugandans about our autism project. So basically Tasha is the face of Uganda now, and we shall be supporting her during her advocacies.
Soraya Umeima congratulated Natasha Nyonyonzi and wished her the best of luck at the Miss World contest in India later this year.
I'm so excited for what's to come in the year ahead, and I would love to congratulate Natasha, and she has my full support for the upcoming Miss World.
And being Miss Uganda, we have to work with her since we are her runners-up. And for me, it makes more sense as a sisterhood of Miss Uganda to be working together.
I would love to congratulate the queens, Soraya Umeima, Joanna Batanzi, and the topest queen, of course, Natasha Nyonyonzi.
The journey to the crown might have come to an end, but the road to purpose for the three queens has just begun. After all, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Mashamiro Victor, UBC News.
Uganda fire! Endiva fire! Ababoda fire!
Uganda! Thank you for showing your fire! Has Nabole Stadium opened its doors once again? While you were moving in, you were the 12th player. When Uganda Cranes needed you the most. Through our famous wins against Uganda and our unlucky losses, you stood firm, supporting even louder. Now, as Uganda Cranes take on South Africa and Congo this September, South Sudan in October, and play our second legs against South Africa and Congo in November, bring even more fire! Because with your support, Uganda Cranes is unstoppable! Uganda fire! Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda Cranes. Together, we are unstoppable.
UBC Business News tonight. The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Monica Musenero, has launched a Bye-Bye Poverty in Bukedi sub-region, a declaration against poverty. Musenero says that the program to stamp out poverty in our region has started with her clan members, the Bansweza, who gathered in Butevo district and designed a strategy to put an end to the Nkolera Kida slogan and engage in productive work.
Statistics rank Bukeddi next to Karamoja sub-region in poverty levels. Minister for Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Monica Musenero, told the media that they have started a campaign against poverty, dubbed Bye Bye Poverty.
We have declared Bye Bye Poverty in Bukeddi. That one has been declared Bye Bye Poverty. We don't want to again continuously be referred to as in Kolerakida Chonka, as the poorest sub-region. So I'm using this as one of the platforms.
During the meeting with the Baswenza clan members, Dr. Musenero and the clan members resolved to intensively grow cocoa, coffee and animal rearing.
Our analysis shows that cocoa, coffee, poultry, and we are going to add in the value chain bananas and cassava because they are important in supporting the growing cocoa, especially when they are young, and coffee. So then dairy, because it is important, especially in the production of manure. So we would like to have a mix of enterprises, but the primary commodities that we expect to take people out of poverty is coffee and cocoa.
Experts in cocoa farming told UBC that a kilogram of cocoa beans goes up to 37,000 shillings, and it grows well and faster in Bugweri, having been tested in Chibuku district.
That this pod, it has almost between 34 to 50 seeds, which doesn't need to go under sun in order to germinate. It grows faster in 2.5 years if the farmer is picking.
It goes by increasing the harvest. Every season it goes on increasing. We are targeting that if we can have the 3 kilos per plant, you find that a farmer can yield some good money out of this cocoa.
Started the mobilization. I've got commitment for some seedlings for coffee, seedlings for cocoa, so that we can start, and also the plantlets for bananas to act as shade for those to start growing.
In a bid to fight unemployment in Uganda, a group of youth led by the managing director Meta Transaction in Uganda, Mugabane James, has advised the youth to be job creators. During a seminar with the youth from different parts of the country, Meta Transaction officers in Lukomwa, James said that this consulting agency targets to improve on the incomes of Ugandans.
Meta Transaction is an application which we use to help young youths who are unemployed so that they can earn a living. And this application specifically, it's more convenient for people in areas that can access internet. For people who can access internet. If you are in a rural area and you can access internet, then it is okay. But if you are not in an area where you can access internet, then you cannot use this application because you are working online, which means people in urban areas are basically more favored than people in rural areas. The reason why I decided to come up and stand out to call upon everyone so that they can join this one because of the high rate of unemployment going around in our country. The government has tried so much to fight unemployment, most especially in the youths. But let me tell you one thing, all the ideas that have been brought out, they are nice. But this idea specifically, it can employ anyone with any capital. So which means this is the solution. I see it as a possible solution that can fight unemployment in Uganda. So as a Ugandan and as a fellow youth, after using this application, I came to know the benefits. So after knowing the benefits, I decided to spread the information. That's why I registered this organization, this consultants agency, so that I can teach these youths how to use this application and how to earn a living.
Speaking sports, the 2023-24 Uganda StarTimes Premier League champions SC Villa are set to host the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia in the first leg of the preliminary CAF Championships League round match that is set to happen at Nambole Stadium this Saturday.
SC Villa's road to the CAF Champions League 2024-2025 trophy will start this Saturday, the 17th of August at Nambole Stadium. The Uganda StarTimes Premier League champions will take on the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia over 2 legs.
I think in modern football, first of all, you need to make a team play better. So we've tried so much to shape our team to see that they play well. We know we are not experienced so much on this level, but we are good. We are good. Our players can play. We can play with better players, and people will see and people will judge on Saturday.
The gates will open at 12 p.m. with the match set to kick off at 4 p.m. Tickets will be available from Wednesday, 14th August 2024.
100,000 for VIP and 50,000 for ordinary ticket holders. Tickets will have a barcode. Each ticket will have a barcode. I would like all our fans and everybody who wants to go and watch the match to make sure they protect this barcode. There's going to be a raffle for the ticket. The other birds actually are going to benefit this more than any other person because the raffle will take place at halftime. Tickets are going to be sold at all City Tire and City Oil premises in Kampala.
Sports Club Villa CEO William Kemba says that the club will unveil new signings later this week to strengthen the squad.
In the course of this week, we are scheduling an unveiling event for Sports Club Villa. And it's at that event that we shall unveil our new additions.
The match will be officiated by a Zambian referee, with the match commissioner coming from Djibouti. Micheal Victor, UBC News.
That brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in other programs. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.